All right, it is now once again time for our NFL predictions now for week number 4. And if we head into week number 4 now, here's our point totals for last week, or really the first 3 weeks. My 6-year-old Lincoln, he loves to pick upsets, and he's got 23 points. My 18-year-old Ethan, he's got 33, and then my 15-year-old Brady, he and I are tied at 35. So it's very close. Long season still to go. Lincoln's just learning about football and who's good and who's bad. So maybe why he's a little behind there. And like I said, he also likes to pick the upsets. We're going to start out with tonight's game. Seattle Seahawks going to Arizona to take on the division rival Cardinals. Now, Lincoln and Brady took Arizona. Ethan and I got Seattle here. I definitely think Seattle's a little better. I don't think Seattle's that great, though. We'll see how long Darnold lasts, as being good. He was good in Minnesota, but we'll see what happens here. But I got Seattle winning this tonight on the road in Arizona. Then we move on to Sunday's games. You get the Vikings, Minnesota Vikings, going to Pittsburgh, taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Lincoln went with Pittsburgh. Our family does not like the Steelers, but Lincoln, of course, he kind of plays the devil's advocate there, and he always goes with the teams that I don't like. So he says he likes Pittsburgh, but we'll get him out of that. But the rest of us got Minnesota. I think this could go really either way. I think Minnesota is a little bit better here. We'll see how good Carson Wentz does. He did good last week. We all have Buffalo easily at home beating the Saints. Saints are really bad. We all got Buffalo winning that. We also all got Philly winning. Even though Baker Mayfield and Tampa, they're undefeated, but they've had some close wins. And Philly, they have the Super Bowl champions. I think they keep rolling there. I'd love to see Baker and Bucks beat them, but we all got Philly. Brady and Lincoln also have Tennessee. Ethan and I have Houston. Neither one of these teams are that great. Stroud is struggling, but they are in Houston. Tennessee's not good. Ethan and I took Houston. Once again, I don't know if they're evenly matched. I think Houston's just a little bit better. Carolina upset Atlanta, shutting them out. Couldn't believe it, 30-0. Ethan, Brady, and I have Carolina doing that again, or at least winning again. Lincoln went with New England. They are going to be at Foxborough. I think, I would have picked the Patriots here, but because Carolina did so good last week, I had to go with them again. The Chargers, they're undefeated. Brady, Ethan, and I have the Chargers beating the Giants. Once again, Lincoln taking a big upset. The Giants, of course, they're going to be starting Dart, I think is his name, because Wilson does not look good. Of course, they look good against the Cowboys, but that's not saying much. But I think the Chargers win this one. Lincoln, Ethan, and Brady all have Washington. I went with Atlanta. Now, Washington's definitely better, and Atlanta got shut out last week. But they're in Atlanta. Atlanta, they were competitive. They won one of those games, I think, at the beginning of the year. They did lose one. I'm going to go with Atlanta bouncing back with a win. Now, this is an upset here, but I'm going to go Atlanta. After being embarrassed last week, they get a win here. Cleveland, they beat the Packers. Nobody would have ever guessed it. But once again, nobody's going to guess them beating Detroit. Now, hey, maybe they will. But none of us predict that happening. Detroit, definitely the favorite. Cleveland will lose. And then the later games, you got Indy. They're undefeated as well. It's hard to believe. Daniel's doing great. Or not Daniels. Daniel Jones doing great. We like the Colts. That's my AFC team. So I'm surprised as anybody. They're going to Los Angeles, though. They're good. Rams should have beat Philly last week. Ethan and I got Indy winning. Brady and Lincoln went with the Rams. I think this is one of the most even matchup games of the week, which either team could win. We also all have San Francisco. Here's the thing about San Francisco. I keep hearing the quarterback's out, and so-and-so's out, and so-and-so's out. They're injury-prone. They're undefeated. And I think they win again. They're at home. Jacksonville, they're not that good. San Francisco wins. We all have San Francisco winning. The Bears beat the Cowboys. Once again, not saying much. I'm a Cowboys fan. I was very optimistic after they hung with the Eagles in Philly. And then they made the Giants look good. I said, well, maybe the Giants are a little bit better. And then they lose to the Bears. Come on. Ethan, Brady, and I have the Bears winning. Lincoln went with the Raiders. We've been to Vegas, been to the stadium. He went with the Raiders. And really, honestly, pretty evenly matched up game as well. We'll see which Bears show up. And then Baltimore at Kansas City. Lincoln went with Kansas City at home. The rest of us have Baltimore. They lost a close one last week. I think Baltimore, they're better than Kansas City. But, of course, Kansas City sometimes finds a way to win. I just don't think they're that team this year. And then we have the Sunday night game. Now, right now we don't have any cable. We used to have YouTube TV. We don't have it right now. I don't have an antenna. Really, the only game we get to watch is the Sunday night game, which is on Peacock, because we do have Peacock on NBC. So we're going to get to watch the Cowboys on Sunday night. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. We're Cowboys fans. Lincoln went with the Cowboys at home. You know, Green Bay did lose to Cleveland, so anything's possible. But you got Micah Parsons coming back. I got the Packers winning that. And then two horrible Monday night games. Jets at Miami. I don't know if it could get any worse. I went with the Jets. Everybody else went with Miami. They're both bad. I don't know. If they both could lose, I think we'd figure that out. Maybe it'll be a tie. Lincoln went with Cincinnati. Without Burrow, they're horrible. They're bad with Burrow. They're horrible without Burrow. The rest of us have Denver at home. It's week number 4 of the NFL. We'll see what the points are after this weekend. Thanks.